Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jan Erickson, and this is my YouTube channel called Mindful Monad, in which I am a Hyperian and I react to shit that's going on in the world. Especially tonight, because tonight is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my friends, and tonight is Worldview Wednesday, in which we take a look at what's going on around the world. But today in particular, I want to catch up what's going on with Andrew Tate. I am an Andrew Tate expert. I've covered him a lot. I've covered him so much. In fact, I feel like I need to organize it all into a playlist. I dropped out for a little bit about Andrew Tate. Like, he entered jail 2 months ago, for his endeavors, and I'm like, okay, he's in jail, there's some comeuppance, and I kind of shied away a little bit, but I want to catch up what's going on now, because apparently he has been sentenced to another 30 days in jail. So this is the third time now, and this will be month 3 for him in prison. And if you don't know anything about Andrew Tate, just stick along with us. We'll get to that. We'll get into all that. We'll get into the nitty-gritty. Let's just relax first. We're gonna wait a little bit for people to get into the live stream. And where was I? Oh yeah, so right now we're just gonna hang out and chit chat in the chat for a bit. Let's see what's going on. Fit update. Let's see. I actually have been taking a break from fitness. I did not exercise today. I did not exercise yesterday. I don't think yesterday really counts though, because yesterday I was working, and I work outside, and it's a lot of work, so like physical work. So I think I got enough exercise in just with that alone. But I've been taking some time off, and I've been sticking to my diet. I did have some fun with a little bit of pizza, a little bit of beer this weekend, but I'm back on track. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to having a run outside, hopefully. It's been super windy. Like, way windy, like so windy you can't even function. In fact, yesterday, because I manage a farmer's market, so yesterday it got so windy. At one point in the market, people's canopies were like flying in the air, like 10 feet in the air. So as a manager, I'm like, okay, let's close it up. Shut it down. Let's go home. This is a liability. Like, let's fix that. So anyways, if you notice, I have a completely new background behind me. So the deal is that I kind of rearranged my streaming setup, and what you're looking at is my bedroom, of course, but it's what I used to look at. So it's like the opposite view, whereas before I was in the corner that the camera is in right now. Like, so where you're at, that's where I was at, looking at this. So this is the new setup. We are looking into my bedroom, and I really like this because it's like a lot more room behind me, but at the same time, there's like my bed there, and I'm like, oh no, I have to make my bed. I have to make my bed. Oh my god. Hold on. Where's my jewel pen? I lost my jewel pen. Hold on. So yeah, so this is my bedroom. Welcome to my room. And I even took, so you see this whole setup behind me with like the shelf and everything. I moved that from wall to the other wall so I can still have all of that in the back. And if you notice, I have a whiteboard behind me right here. And I want to start writing names on the board and stuff like that. The only problem is because my camera has like a depth of field sort of perception, it tends to blur out the background so you can't quite see it. Let's see. Cassie says, Jan, is your hair long enough for a ponytail? A tiny one. Very tiny. It's like my hair is long enough to where the back of it like is starting to bug me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair. I don't know if I want like a fresh short mullet or if I want to like completely cut the back up and just have floppy hair on top. I'm gonna wait. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. We have in the house, we have Luna. Thank you so much for coming. And Renaissance Fairy and Tyler Essay. Thank you so much for coming. Tyler Easy, sorry. Cassidy, good to see you. Lurking about. Our royal lurker. And I see Liz Leaf. Good to see you. Hello. Lisa Zawacki. Hello. Lucifer. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for coming. That big title is looking good, by the way. Very good. Okay. Mistress Angelica, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. My roommate brought me dinner. Oh, it looks so delicious. What is this? Delicious baked salmon and dark leafy greens. Oh my God. My roommate is lovely. I'm gonna let this, the salmon looks hot. This salmon looks hot. Ooh, huh. Oh, I'm gonna set this to the side so it can cool. Oh my God, my roommate is amazing, bringing me dinner. Oh, he's so good to me. He's so good to me. Anyways. Hello, Imaginista. Cool roommates. Dude, my roommate is awesome. My roommate, like... That boo makes me dinner. I mean, we make dinner for each other, you know, but like, this is nice. God, look at this. This is like a fancy, like, salad with like dark leafy greens. Dark greens are my favorite. Like, nice fresh salmon on top. Mmm. It's really good. Mmm. Lots of lemon. Mmm. Mmm. God damn, that's good. Mmm. Oh my God. Yeah. Cassidy's like, now I'm hungry, I want some. My diet is like, I try to eat as much, like, I try to eat plant-based as much as possible, but because of my IBS, like my irritable bowel syndrome, I can't tolerate like purely vegan food, unfortunately. I really can't. Like, I can't get enough nutrients with all the stuff that makes my stomach angry, like all the nuts, all the mushrooms, all the beans, like so many things that are good for you to eat when you're vegan. I love them. But there's so much that disagrees with my stomach. And the last time I was purely vegan, it was like seriously 4 months. I think at month 4, I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I was like 4 months into veganism, trying different things. And my stomach hurt so much. And it was so bad. And I went to the doctor and everything and did all these tests. It's like, finally my doctor's like, you probably have some intolerances to some things, and unfortunately that intolerance is like beans, nuts, mushrooms, processed vegan meats, you know, like fake vegan meats, like things like that. Like I just can't do it. But I also can't do like a ton of non-vegan things too. Like I can't eat like red meat. That, I mean, I can eat a little bit, but like it hurts my stomach. Like there's so much shit. So like my diet mostly consists of like fish, some chicken, mostly fish, and just as many dark leafy greens as I can cram down my gullet. Like salad greens, but not like romaine lettuce, you know, where it's very light and crispy. Like the very dark like spinach and like kale and romaine lettuce and all that stuff. Anyways. So happy to see everybody. By the way, if any of you were here for the shenanigans that went on last Friday, if you know, our stream got blocked. Like straight up blocked. So I found a new cartoon series on the internet that's a cartoon series about the Bible, like Bible stories. And we were a good like 15 minutes into the stuff and our stream got shut down. Like YouTube was like, nope, you can't do this, like block. And so I spent some time investigating. And what I found out is very peculiar. So I thought for sure, because normally if your stream on YouTube gets shut down, it's kind of for like copyright reasons, you know? Like you're copyrighting, you can't distribute this material again on your platform. So that's what I thought it was. But I was very, very, very surprised to find out that the stream was blocked and taken down, not because of copyright issues, but get this, it was taken down on the account of scamming, and I don't know, just like deliberate, like how did they word it? I have to look it up because it's like so ridiculous how they worded it. It was dumb. Like, I'm like, why? Like, I didn't do anything. Let me look up the email. Hold on. Hold on, I'm looking. I have to read it to you because it's so funny. No, let me look on my phone. Hold on. I have to read this to you because it's so fucking ridiculous. Why isn't it showing it to me? What? Where did it go? No, it was weird. It was like, this is spam. Or scamming, or like they were literally accusing me of scamming and like deceiving people. Yeah, it was worded weird, like scamming and deception. Scamming and deception. Like, it wasn't even like a copyright issue. It was scamming and deception. And that, to me, honestly, for my YouTube live stream about watching biblical cartoons to be taken down due to scam and deception, that, to me, 100% sounds like a Christian troll. I feel like a Christian looked at my live stream and was like, oh my Jesus Lord, look at this person with the horns looking at the cartoons made for children about the Bible, and they are saying it's evil. This is deception. This is a scam. This is the devil's work. Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. Like, I swear to God, that's like the take I get. Where is it? Oh my God, I saw it plain as day. Oh, I found the appeal. Because I appealed it. Oh, here it is. What? Where is it? Hold on. Oh, this is making me mad. Hey, where is it? Oh, that's why I'm not finding it, because it's not in my email. It's in the, let's see, it's in the actual YouTube thing. But they took it down. Okay, so anyways, sorry. Anyways, so the deal is that the video, or I mean the live stream, it was canceled not because of copyright. Because I wasn't copywriting the material. I wasn't trying to upload the material to say it was my own. They took my live stream down because of scamming and deception. And I'm like, I rebutted it. I fought it, and I told YouTube, I said, hey, wait a minute, I'm not scamming anybody. How am I scamming somebody? I'm not making any money. And I said that, you know, I've reviewed plenty of religious material on my live stream before, and this makes no difference. And I told them, I said, I can understand. I totally can understand if YouTube doesn't want to monetize the live stream. If they don't want to monetize it, that's fine. But to take it down completely, to completely block my stream, was way over the top. So I appealed it. I said, hey, this isn't right. Like, you guys are full of shit. And lo and behold, YouTube responded back and they're like, hey, yes, you're right. This doesn't actually violate our community guidelines and we can go ahead and put this up. So the deal is, I win. We win. I win against this religious, ridiculous nonsense. So I get to watch the cartoon. The catch is, though, is I don't get to monetize the video, which is fine. I don't give a shit because I really want to critique the cartoon. Anyways. Oh, Hyperian Frequency. Good to see you. And I see somebody named Catkin. I do not recognize you. Hello, welcome. So anyways, let's wait just a little bit longer and then we will get on target with our subject today, which is Andrew Tate. In the meantime, please feel free to ask me questions and, yeah, all that stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Laura, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You say, let's see, hooray for winning, Jan. Right? It is my right. It is my right to critique retro Bible story cartoons. It really is. Like, it's my right, okay? Take that, Jesus freaks. Dude, it's so a Christian troll. Straight up. Some Christian, if not the actual, like, channel of the content, they saw that I was live streaming and critiquing it, and they flagged it as something that wasn't supposed to be. We have trolls. I'm not even joking. Like, we've got Christian trolls who are trying to stop us from watching this stupid Bible cartoon, of all things. And that, my friends, that rings the horns of war to me. Like, sound the horns of war, like, sound it up, like, girdle your loins, because I am fighting this. Because some Christian decided to make this a big deal, I'm gonna make it an even bigger deal. I am. I'm gonna watch all these motherfucking cartoons on Friday, and I don't care if it takes me most of the year. I'm gonna watch them all. I'm gonna critique them all, and they're all gonna have to deal with it, whether my channel is monetized or not. I don't give a shit. Hey! Oh, thank you so much, Imaginista, for gifting a membership. That's so nice of you. Who got it? Fachita? Fachita! Good for you. Thank you so much. And Rebecca Blanchard, thank you so much for the super chat that says, hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Thanks. Let me write it on the board. Okay, this is hilarious. So I'm going to write names on the board here. But because of the depth of field of my camera, you might not be able to see it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Anyways, here we go. Let's see, who do we got? Imaginista, I'm going to write you up, and then Fachita, you too. Okay. Hold on. Imaginista. And Fachita. All right, there we go. It's mounted to my closet. It's not squeaky. Oh my god, thank you so much, Catkin Siren, for becoming a member. Oh, let me write you on the board. Catkin Siren. Catkin. And I am wearing a t-shirt as a full outfit. Thank you very much and good night. Thank you so much, Cat Kim, for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. And another gifted membership. Thank you so much, Imaginista. What do we have? Exploring the Holos? Oh, I'm going to do a jig for exploring the Holos. Here we go. I actually just did I just wrote E.Holos. E.Holos. That sounds like an awesome name. It sounds like an artist name. I'm E.Holos. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the new memberships. Oh my god, by the way, holy shit, speaking of new memberships. So, here's the deal, my friends. We got a little extra something going on. So, we are actually really close to 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. We are at 1,350, I think, subscribers. So about 150 subscribers away. So here's the thing. Our next goal, as of this moment, is to get to 1,500 subscribers. When we reach 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to do a drawing for a very special gift. And the gift that I have, if you notice right here on my little bookshelf, you'll see some books. Those are all my books by Morg. I actually have in my possession an entire extra set of Morg's books right here about Hyperianism. An entire set of Morg's books. And so what's going to happen is when we reach 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to do a drawing for people to win this entire set of extra books that I have. And in addition to that, I'm going to make you a loppy lump. So, our next goal is to get to 1,500 followers. When we do that, I'm going to do a drawing and I'm going to give away an entire set of Morg's books about Hyperianism, which are very foundational books, very important books, very lovely books, and I love these books. That's why I have an extra set. That's why I have so many honeys. I got my own set here. I've got multiple versions because I love them so much. I got an extra set here. I am going to give these away. Anyways. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Speaking of Mark, by the way, I have received in the mail a lovely print by Mark from Mark's Red Rebel. Very awesome. I love this. Mark has done a series about shadowed projection in a sort of ASMR form where it's very relaxing, very open. And what I love about it is that Mark's content is relaxing to where it makes you feel safe So, like, you open up to new information and you're willing to consider new ideas. And that's what I love about Mark's work, is that Mark sort of, instead of antagonizes you, like, relaxes you. Like, let's just listen to some information and learn something new. So that's what I love about Mark's work. So please follow Mark. Mark, if you would like to drop a link to the Hyperion Midnight, your channel, please do so. I highly recommend it. I'm trying to find out where I want to hang this, because I want to hang this like somewhere in view, maybe like somewhere down there by the light. I don't know. I gotta fit it because I want this in view. It doesn't quite fit in there. I'm gonna figure it out. Either way, this is a very lovely print, by the way, and it comes in like a nice plastic, so it's nice and safe and protected. So I love it. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate your work. Rebecca Blanchard, thank you so much for the super chat, honey. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Oh. So, anyways. Yeah, I'm so happy with the print. This looks so good. And you know what? I gotta say, because I know what it's like to upload your art to a website and not necessarily know how the outcome is going to be. I gotta say, like, this is a very high quality print. This is very good. And I like it a lot. So, hooray. Hooray. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you see Mark just dropped a link to the Hyperion Midnight, I look for... You know what, Mark? Mark has actually inspired me to get the ball rolling on my ASMR channel. So I've always wanted to start an ASMR channel, but not anything really educational. Like, I just want it to be pure ASMR. Like, I just want to get on there and whisper and make some noises and help people calm down and feel relaxed. So, like, it really does inspire me to, like, do more stuff creatively. So yeah, thank you so much for the inspiration and the amazing material. Rebecca Blanchard says, I just so enjoy the Hyperion community. Thank you so much. It's definitely been a work in progress, but we are here for you. Absolutely, 100%. Oh my god, thank you so much, Hyperion Frequency, for giving me a super chat. I love the little... Those are the cutest stickers. I love the little lemon dude. Yay! High five. I love lemons. Mark says I may deviate into more atmospheric things along the way. That would be great. I love that. I really love sort of immersive content. And you know what? It doesn't take much to be immersive, I find. If you have an idea and just a little bit of tools, like, you can make things go a long way with immersive experiences. Lots of cooking ideas. Yes! Please make an... Mark, if you make a cookbook, I will totally buy that. 100%. By the way, I think Hyperion Frequency has a Facebook page that's full of really excellent things. I gotta say, you are a very lovely curator of posts. I really actually enjoy Hyperion Frequency's Facebook posts. So if you find Hyperion Frequency on Facebook, please follow him. And I don't know, I like it. Like, I scroll down and I see what you post, and it's like, sometimes I'm like, is this stuff I posted? Like, it's so good. I don't know. It's really good. No, it's really good. You're a very good curator of boasts. Like, very good. Very good curator. Very mindful and intelligent person. I really mean that. Hey, my friends, should we get started on our topic today? I have to pee, but like, I kind of want to get started. Like, let's see what's going on with Andrew Tate. Oh, thank you so much, Hyperion Frequency. I appreciate that. I really do. Very nice of you. Anyways, shall we get going? Let me pee and let's start it. Okay, shall we do the demon faces? Cassidy, do you want to take the lead on the demon faces? Let's spam the demon faces. Demon faces, demon faces, demons. Demons. Let's do it. Let me pee. Demonic pee. Demonic pee. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for the demon faces. Perfect. You know what? It's so funny. I used to be like super subconscious about needing to pee in the middle of the stream until I saw like really professional streamers or like really top tier streamers like through the middle of their streams. They're like, I gotta pee. And then they go. Anyways. So I don't feel so subconscious about that. Anyways. So, let's see. What is going on? There is so much happening. So, here's the thing. I've already done introductory sort of live streams and material on Andrew Tate. And it's been something that I occasionally like come back to and check in on. So when I first went through Andrew Tate, like I really delivered an introduction. And I don't think I can give you the same introduction this second like I did in the beginning. But if you don't know who Andrew Tate is a man who very much embodies the philosophy and the concept of the alpha male. There's this whole alpha male like trend on the internet, and it's among YouTubers and streamers and stuff, and there's men who are like, I'm an alpha male, and I'm on top, and the idea of being an alpha male is being super macho, having lots of money, being able to see past women's lies and scandalous nature. You know, like it's that kind of personality. And Andrew Tate even specifically words himself as a top G. I'm a top G. I'm a top G. You know, like he's a top G. He's an alpha male. Like he's not beta. Andrew Tate developed this program, and it's called Hustlers University. And this is where Andrew Tate teaches you how to hustle as a top G, as an alpha male. And pretty much within this whole program of being a top G and an alpha male, it's essentially a layout of how, one, you get women to fall in love with you, and then you slowly start to coerce those women into working for you, and you convince those women to do webcamming and online sex work to make you money as a top G. Get it? So, like, it's essentially a business, a shitty business. Absolutely 100% maniacally bullshit business premise where you get women to fall in love with you, you convince them to do sex cam work, and then you convince them to give you most of their money, and that's how you can afford your very expensive luxury cars, such as a Bugatti. Which Andrew Tate was very fond of Bugattis. And Andrew Tate had several Bugattis, and Andrew Tate's Bugattis have been confiscated by authorities. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. So right now, Andrew Tate is in prison, or not prison, jail. Andrew Tate was finally caught by Romanian police because Andrew Tate is currently residing in Romania. And the reason that Andrew Tate is residing in Romania is because, quote unquote, the R-word laws are more lax. And by R-word, I mean taking advantage of people in a very sexual way, if you get me what I'm saying. Andrew Tate is not somebody who says things and then you read what he says between the lines. Do you get what I mean? Like, when Andrew Tate speaks about these things, it's very blunt. He straight up, he actually says the sentences, I moved to Romania because the R-word laws are more lax. He literally said that. Like, this is the kind of character and person he is. He is somebody who very much looks down on women and uses them as a tool. And in previous live streams where I've covered Andrew Tate, we have dived into the shadow aspect of him, in which he very much lacked a serious father figure. And the father figure that he did have was very macho, like no shenanigans, like, don't you be, behaving anything other than a super macho top G alpha male, because if you're not, then you're weak and you're pathetic, and very much had a terrible, like, outlook on women, femininity, or just, like, being sensitive in general. Pretty much frowned upon that. So that's kind of Andrew Tate's background, is he's very much the scared alpha male type who is just absolutely terrified. I mean, I can't explain it any other way. Like, these men are terrified. Anyway, so Cassie says he's just a pimp and not like a cool pimp with a cane and a long coat and hat. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's like the scary kind. Like, it's not good. So anyways, women who are involved with him are coming out and they're speaking out. And Andrew Tate has been put in jail and there's a trial in progress. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this issue. Why? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of dudes. Okay, let's be real. They're dudes. There's a lot of dudes who very much worship Andrew Tate, and they look up to Andrew Tate. And the fact that he's been put in jail and all this and that, it's a conspiracy and stuff like that. And Andrew Tate himself has like this weird fucked up philosophy, personal philosophy, where he's like very much into the concept of the Matrix. And so he constantly talks about how like the reason he's in jail is because of the Matrix, and the Matrix is out to get him, and he knows how to construct his own reality because he's beyond the Matrix and he's hacked the Matrix. So, let's see. Recently, Andrew Tate says there are two possible futures of the universe. One, they'll kill me. Two, I emerge as one of the most respected and influential men on the planet, galvanized by a false persecution. I ask my enemies to make a choice. I will stay awake tonight, prepared for Mortal Kombat. Send your best. So Andrew Tate is in jail right now, like singing sonnets and like trying to pretty much paint this picture like he's the victim, he's being fooled, he's being conned because, you know, people are just misrepresenting like what he's actually saying, when what he's actually saying, we've already proved several times on this channel, is absolutely abhorrent when it comes to the matters of women. Andrew Tate straight up hates women. Like, straight up. Like, he hates women. He hates women so much, it's almost gay to like women. It's like that type of mentality. Anyways. So I pulled up some like random stuff about Andrew Tate. I'm still trying to look into this because, like I said, I dropped off when he actually did get arrested, and I was just kind of biding my time until now he's getting arrested again. Yeah, Laura says if he's so freaking powerful, how come he can't get himself out of the jail? The reason he can't get out of jail, according to his philosophy, is because of the Matrix. This is the Matrix, and the Matrix is fighting against him. So, controversial influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have had their custody in Romania extended for a third time and will remain in detention until at least the end of March. Andrew Tate has a twin brother named Tristan. Anyways, the pair were arrested in December on suspicion of human trafficking, R word, and forming an organized crime group. Both men have denied any wrongdoing. Their detention has previously been upheld in the 22nd of February and has now been extended for another 30 days. So this is the second time. So in other words, this is the third month that Andrew Tate will be spending time in jail. Two Romanian women being held with the brothers, Georgina and Luana, will be released from custody and instead keep under house arrest. Prosecutors applied for the last extension earlier on Tuesday. Judges had justified the previous extension by citing the capacity of the defendants to exercise permanent psychological control over the victims. Last week, BBC reported that the Tate brothers threatened legal action against at least one woman, making R-word and human trafficking claims against him. In a cease and desist letter sent by the U.S. lawyer on their behalf, the pair threatened to sue the woman and her parents for $300 million if she did not retract her statements. Speaking after today's extension application was filed, lawyers for the Tates told journalists that no new evidence was presented at the hearing and that the prosecutor's case did not support the brothers' continued detention. A legal advisor for the brothers told BBC last week that they would challenge any decision to keep them in custody beyond next Monday. Asked how the brothers were responding to their continued detention, she replied that it was, quote unquote, very challenging. By the way, Andrew Tate and his brother, their legal advisor, their legal representation, they chose to be a woman. And I have no problem with women in this position. But I have a problem with Andrew Tate specifically hiring a woman as a legal advisor and representation to defend himself against abusing and utilizing women. Do you see where that's kind of fucked up? Do you see where it's like, something doesn't add up here? Do you see where Andrew Tate is using a woman legal representative to purely justify and support his idea for, like, using women and treating women like crap? It's the total, like, see, I'm not a misogynist. Look at my legal representative. It's a woman, see? See, that means I'm not a misogynist. Bullcrap. 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 Speaking after today's extension application was filed, lawyers for the Tates told journalists that no new evidence was presented at the hearing, and that... burping. Anyways, and that the prosecutor's case did not support the brothers' continued detention. A legal advisor for the brothers told BBC last week that they would challenge any decision to keep them in custody beyond next Monday. And asked how the brothers were responding to their continued detention, she replied it was very challenging. Mr. Tate, a former kickboxer, rose to fame in 2016 when he was removed from British TV show Big Brother over a video which appeared to show him attacking a woman. Pause. Go back. So Andrew Tate was a former boxer. Also, Andrew Tate appeared on Big Brother, the UK series. And in this Big Brother UK series, there is video evidence, and it's really disgusting. It's so I've seen it. It's disgusting, and I'm not going to show it. But anyways, it's video evidence and video showing him, or just, it doesn't even show. It's like audio, but it's him talking with a girl about, like, how he's being aggressive during some intimate moments, if you get what I mean. Like when you're being intimate with somebody, but then you're super aggressive and kind of violent, and that was the thing that happened. So before any of this went down with Andrew Tate being in jail right now, like, he was already a bad egg. Okay, like this has just been through and through. Like Andrew Tate from beginning to end has been just anti-woman, hates women, wants to use them, abuse them, and just gets jolly off that. He went on to gain notoriety online with Twitter, banning him for saying women should bear responsibility for being sexually assaulted. I can't even believe I read that sentence out loud. Like, it bothers me that much. Wow. Women should bear responsibility for being sexually assaulted, he said. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So wow. I just can't even believe it. Rebecca Blanchard, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, hold on, puking my dinner up, right? You know, it really is that bad. It's like, you know when you like, you know when you like go to vomit and you just gotta take like the one finger and like put it up to your lips, like, like it's like that. That's how I feel like reading anything he has to say. It's just. just hold it with one finger. Just despite social media bans, he gained popularity. Okay, so here's the disturbing part here. Okay, so like, let me compose my thoughts for a minute. Let me compose. So, here's the reason why I care to cover Andrew Tate. It's not because I want to laugh at Andrew Tate or just look at him and scoff and look at him and dry heave and barf and things like that. Like, I mean, I think I definitely would do that by itself, certainly. But the part where I cover him and I talk about this is because of the influence he has. Andrew Tate, not surprisingly, but surprisingly, has a lot of following by young men. Lots of young men really like him. They adore him. They genuinely believe that he's being framed or entrapped just because he has different opinions about women than other people. That's the kind of world in the universe that we live in, and that I kind of get, I don't know, I just kind of want to disassociate from it, right? Because you don't want to believe that there's people out there that actually think like that, but they do. They really do. Andrew Tate really does think like this. Andrew Tate genuinely believes that women are something to be of an object, to be utilized, and to be treated as property, and to be used to, you know, his own advantage, that men should use women to their own advantage. This makes me think of, let's see, Jordan Peterson very recently put out something new. So this isn't just yesteryear. This isn't a few years ago. This isn't just a minute or a few months ago. This is very current right now. In addition to Andrew Tate, we have Jordan Peterson, who has some very disturbing ideas about women and their ability to consent. I want to discuss this because this is the same philosophy. This is the same ideals that Andrew Tate holds when Andrew Tate says things like women should bear responsibility for their own sexual assaults. Here's something that also goes along with that.
Jordan Peterson, he is interviewing the journalist Louise Perry. I don't know much about it.
Hold on. No, that's not it. I'm gonna find it. Let's try this. Let me see. I'm gonna try and find the right thing because it's really important. No, it wasn't. It was like his own thing. Oh my god. I swear, it's like on the Daily Wire or something. We'll try this.
I don't know much about her. Do you know anything about her? Never heard of her, but imagine probably have to gonna get familiar. This is because all this is all very common.
Where is the Daily Wire?
What you already know.
No.
I don't know much about her. Do you know anything about her? Never heard of her, but imagine probably have to gonna get familiar. This is on the Daily Wire. Cass. Here's something else that's.
No, I want to find the right thing. Oh shit, I lost my thing. Hold on. I totally closed out my own thing! I guess this is the best we have to do. But it's not, like, I swear it's not the thing, because it was on Daily Wire. Or was it his... Was it his own YouTube? Which one was it? I'm having such a hard time finding it.
Oh, the woman, the property owner. The property owner. So just go back so you can understand when he's like, well, I want to push back. It's fundamentally true, but I want to push back on that.
Have to be careful.
Gotta be careful about, they're going to be walking around and having their own podcasts and good.
Here's something else that's worth pondering. You talked about one of the advantages of the sexual revolution was the transformation of the idea that rape was a property crime, let's say, into a crime against the woman herself. And I would say, look, I have plenty of sympathy for that perspective.
Lots of sympathy.
And I think it's fundamentally true. But I'm going to push back because, this is all very complicated. It isn't obvious.
It's not complicated. Okay, so right now Jordan Peterson is talking about the issue of consent to sexual intercourse. And Jordan Peterson is talking about cases of R-word. And within this, Jordan Peterson is trying to pitch the idea that men in general would be more supportive of women and would defend women against sexual assault better if we would consider women as property, because then men would see our wording and essaying as property damage. And that's what will motivate men to stand beside women in this instance. And this is the same kind of mentality that Andrew Tate shares. And this is what very much disturbs me, because there's a lot of young men who think that this is very right. Jordan Peterson right now is saying, I'm going to push back on the idea of consent. Why? And then he goes to say, because it's complicated. It's not. It's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. Jordan Peterson says it's complicated, but he's dumb. It's not complicated. If somebody says no, they say no. The end.
It's to me that offers women enough defense. And so the counter argument might be, if untrammeled sexual access to a young woman is a crime, in order for that to be recognized as a crime properly, it has to be viewed as something that will bring the males on her side to her defense in principle. Now, maybe not, right? Because you could say, well, maybe we could set up a...
I just can't even imagine being a person like Jordan Peterson, having the sort of influence you do, and saying the words, I'm going to push back on the idea of consent, and say that it's not enough of a crime for that to be considered against a woman just because she's a person, and that's a violation of human rights, dignity, etc. He's not saying that. He's saying that's not enough. That's not enough. What we need to do, what Jordan Peterson says, is what we need to do is dial it back and say that women are property, and then men will come to their aid because it's property damage, and men are very protective about property, and that's what will solve that.
So this is a fundamentally conservative worldview.
Yeah.
It has to be viewed as something that will bring the males on her side to her defense in principle. Now, maybe not, right? Because you could say, well, maybe we could set up a society where merely, quote, transgressing the rights of a woman to say no is sufficient. But it's not obvious to me that that's sufficient.
Oh my God. So funny. It's not funny, but it's not funny. But like Hyperion Frequency says, still want to trade their daughter for goats and cheese wheels. Yeah, honestly, when you're thinking in this context, when you're thinking about women in terms of property, you just as well, Jordan Peterson, take off that designer suit. Take off the designer suit and put on a fucking robe and go herd goats in the mountains.
Like, maybe sufficient means not only do you violate the integrity of the woman in a fundamental sense, but you enrage all of her male protectors. And then that's enough of a barrier, because God only knows how much barrier we need. And obviously, well, you just laid out a bunch of problems, especially now that the pill introduces, and we should stress that. The problem that women have in saying no once they're on the pill is that it's instantly personal. And
wait, what? What does this have to do with birth control? What? So, is he saying that if women are on birth control, it's more acceptable to take advantage of them? Because that... All I can say is,
that means the woman has to deliver a pretty hard blow. And that's especially problematic if she's somewhat potentially interested in the guy, right? How do I say no without hurting his feelings, alienating him, making him into an enemy, looking like a prude?
You don't give a shit. That's how. You say no. Why should women or girls be concerned about the feelings of these men? If you're a man and you get rejected, you need to learn how to deal with that on your own without blaming other people for your fucking problems. If you're so bent out of shape from being told no, then you need to take a look inwards and look in the mirror and fucking question where your priorities are in life. Seriously, if you're that devastated, if you're so fucking fundamentally devastated and destroyed by a woman saying no to you, you need to fucking assert your priorities. You need to take a look in the mirror and you need to question what is actually important in life to you. Because it shouldn't be women's acceptance of you at all. They don't owe you anything. They do not owe you a damn thing. And once you realize that, when you realize that women don't owe you anything and all anybody owes anything to you is yourself, and you start improving yourself, working on your own bullshit, then you're going to attract somebody who likes that. If you're somebody who's going to take an honest look at yourself and invest in self-improvement and work on yourself, improve yourself, and do positive things for yourself, make goals and accomplish that, like, women will be attracted to you, like, for the positive parts of you. But if women deny you, reject you, and you fall to pieces and you lose your mind, that says more about you than it does about women. You see what I'm saying? It says more about you and your ability and your ability to deal with shit, your perception on life. That's on you. It's not the woman's fault you got rejected. It's nobody's fault, really. People get rejected. Not everybody is for everybody. Rejection happens. And rejection doesn't have to be a huge ground shaking deal. You can get rejected by a woman and just like move on and like work on yourself and like, you know, like it's not in the woman's hands that you're violent. Women aren't responsible for your violent nature. Women aren't responsible for your anger. It's you, honey. You. Oh my God. Yeah, so right, Hyperion frequency. Totally.
And I mean, when you're 16, how you don't know the answer to any of those questions. Like, you're not sophisticated enough to. And I saw this in my clinical practice all the time.
I'm sorry, teenagers aren't stupid. So many people, I mean, like in some instances, like young people need to be protected. But in other cases, it's like, don't treat teenagers, don't treat children like they're fucking morons, because they're not. Like this is the direction like I feel like Jordan Peterson is going, is like, well, 16-year-old girls are just fucking frivolous. It's like, no, they're pretty fucking intelligent. We just don't have the society enabled to fucking highlight that. Unfortunately, we have failed young girls in that sense.
You know, I had lots of women in my clinical practice who were abused serially. And, you know, they were generally stunningly unsophisticated in their conduct. And I'm not trying to blame the victim. I'm just saying that sophisticated women, and those are often those who've been...
I pause it because he won't finish.
Sophisticated women? So if you're not... So Jordan Peterson says, like, okay, I guess, like, if you're not sophisticated, then you deserve to be abused? What the fuck is happening here?
He won't finish his thought here because at one point he starts...
By the way, I do like Sam Cedar. Quite a lot. Like, I do like Sam Cedar. So, if you want to... I mean, obviously, like, when I say that, I'm not saying, like, I agree with like, every fucking thing, but, like, Sam Cedar is fucking really good.
Realize, like, he starts to hear what he's saying here. Now, just imagine, apply this to this notion, if you would be okay with this. Maybe we need to have people own all of the property in my home so that if someone was to steal it, there'd be enough people who are upset to make it a real violation as opposed to it being stolen from me. I mean, that's what he's saying there, except for his is actually more disgusting because it is, I mean, like, I don't know, like, do we need to own, let's put it this way, do we as a society, or does there need to be a group of people, or half of society needs to in some way, or there needs to be some people in Jordan Peterson's life who owns him as chattel, so that if someone comes up and punches him in the face,
it becomes illegal enough that people care.
He could get raped. Jordan Peterson could get raped. Who would that crime then be? For the legal system to take it seriously. If
Well,
you
there's
were,
not
if
enough
Jordan
men
Peterson
who
were raped.
own him.
I mean, I'm like, this is very dangerous. Like, this is very, very dangerous.
Yeah,
and this is
it
just
is.
a natural progression.
It is fucking dangerous. And you know what? It's not just a small time thing. Andrew Tate also holds to this philosophy, and that women are property. And it's not just Andrew Tate. It's not just Jordan Peterson. There's a significant amount of people in the planet, mostly young men, who think this is right, who think this is the way to think. And this is why I want to talk about this shit. This is why I want to highlight this shit. This is why I want to bring this to light, because I want to be like, hey, look, like, this really is a war of the mind. This really is a war of ideas. There's this idea being spread that women should be considered property for this, that, and the other reasons. And Hyperianism wants to push back and be like, no, what the fuck? Hyperianism is 100% behind women's liberation, especially when it comes to this bullshit. 100% we are standing behind women in this, against Jordan Peterson, against Andrew Tate, against these kind of fucking ideas that women are considered property. And yeah, Hyperion frequency brings up a good point. Why are we talking about this too in context of like only women can suffer this? Only women can suffer these plights when men can too. So what happens to men? So should we consider men property? So if men get violated, then other men will stand behind them 100%? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Hyperion Frequency says you might upload the video to FB because it's a huge important topic. You know, I have been considering starting to live stream to Facebook simultaneously as I do to YouTube, so I am considering that.
Of who he's spoken to, the men who are frustrated and are looking for women to blame, right? It's always from the perspective of the male. It's never about extending empathy to others. And
no.
the actual
Unsophisticated.
Because Jordan Peterson pretty much stated that this kind of assault against women is not enough against the woman just for the sheer sake of violation of human rights. It has to be a violation of property for it to be considered serious.
And doesn't know how to deal with it.
And I'm not blaming the victim.
And I want to make that clear. I'm not blaming the victim. I've made that clear. In fact, I said that word. Said those words just now as a way of proving that I'm not blaming that stupid idiot who was
unsophisticated little
untrained.
host.
It's not her fault that she was not trained properly by men to deal with a slightly pushy man.
Pushy.
Then, of course, let's have some sympathy for that man because society has told him he's got to be aggressive. Then she's not cleaning it up because she's not smart enough to know.
and she might be on the pill, right?
She could
can
be on the pill,
procreate
and
with
that confused her.
no consequence.
That complicates things. Why is she on the pill?
I wanted to see like more of that, what Jordan Peterson said. Because he said more. Why isn't it popping up? No, it's the same fucking video.
Well, consent has to be documented, but it also has to be informed. And informed means you have to understand what you're consenting to. And so from my perspective, like, especially when you were really young, say around 12, and you first went into therapy, There should have been a very deep investigation into your background and then a laying out of a whole comprehensive range of options and a lengthy discussion of the consequence of all of those options.
What the fuck?
And your parents, after the discussion had taken place with you, your parents should have been brought into that, and they should have been walked through the same range of options. And then you all should have been offered, what I would say, the opportunity or the necessity to take a fair amount of time to really think it through, on the fundamental basis that, well, we won't do anything precipitous until it's necessary, right? And that harkens. Well, consent has to be documented, but it all.
Yeah, okay. You pretty much get the point. So, Jordan Peterson's philosophy is pretty much like women should be considered property because if they were, then men would come to their defense more regularly than just the concept of that being a violation against the women themselves. So pretty much just dehumanizing women altogether. Andrew Tate definitely shares this opinion too. Going back to Andrew Tate, why did I exit that out? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay. Why did I do that? Why, Jan? Why'd you do that? Anyways. I'm all over. Okay. So, Andrew Tate update. Andrew Tate update. Andrew Tate updating. Andrew Tate updating. Okay, updating. Misogynistic influencer Andrew Tate has been ordered to spend another 30 days in prison by the Romanian court. The same Romanian court in which Andrew Tate tried to hide under in order to get away from his morally abhorrent acts. A court in the capital of Bucharest lengthened the arrest of warrants of Mr. Tate, his brother Tristan Tate, as well as two other suspects, their little homeboys. Mr. Tate, a 36-year-old former kickboxing world champion who once referred to married women as property their husbands own, has been in prison in Romania since last December alongside with his brother and two other suspects. They have been detained on alleged rape and human trafficking offenses after Mr. Tate lost his appeal to end his detention earlier in the month. The four deny all charges against him. Hee.
Să știi că nu te aud, că nu merg căștile.
My money, that is why I'm in jail. I have money that they were trying to steal.
Andrew, is the Matrix expecting you?
What happened in prison?
The case file is completely empty. Of course it's unjust. There's no justice in Romania, unfortunately.
Did you hurt any girl?
There's no justice in Romania. What I hate about looking for updates by other YouTubers on the situation is that some of them are very much in support of Andrew Tate. He was not released. Is he? No.
Valkyria, welcome to the channel. So This morning, 9:30, the two brother Tates were brought in front of the judge court of appeal. So I think in a few hours or in the early afternoon, we should be made aware whether or not they will be released. As you can see here, we're trying to see if the
They're
judge
not.
accepts their appeal and they can be investigated.
They're not. Oh my god, this was released 23 hours ago? Oh, okay.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do?
Andrew Tate. Before we do, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com.
No.
Incarcerate.
No
which is
eSign.
parole. And you can use it for just about anything. Power of attorney.
No
any kind of
eSign.
Sales agreement.
Please no.
Anything you want to use. eSign.com.
Stop it with the eSign!
Remote tool for business.
We don't want your
Andrew
shit!
Tate, his incarceration has been extended for another 30 days. So this is the
Yes.
third stint of 30
Yes,
days. He's on
third
his way to
stint.
doing 90 days. 3 stints of 30 days, 90 days. But the difference here, so the two ladies have been released. Georgiana Nagel and Luana Radu have been released to home confinement. So that means they're on the bracelet. They can't leave. They just have to stay in their residence. Let's talk about who these women are first. Miguel is suspected of having dated Andrew Tate, and I'm sure they all have dated Andrew Tate, and helping him coerce at least 6 women to create social media porn, in other words, the webcams. Both women have been arrested as part of this conspiracy, right? This Luana Radu is a former police officer. She quit her job as a former police officer in order to help the Tate brothers. That's sort of, and if she had police contacts, doesn't that sort of smack of kind of organized crime a little bit?
A little
but there's
bit.
no allegation that anybody's paying off costs or
It's very suspicious,
or
though.
using their contacts. Wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but don't have. It's just sheer speculation on that note. She had 300,000 followers on her social media, and she went by Ellie Deli. Whatever. Radu is being.
So Lucifer says there's no justice in Romania coming from the guy who literally said he could buy his way out of a Romanian court system because he's rich. Yeah, he knows that. Yeah. How's that working out? Exactly. So earlier, before this whole fiasco went down, before Andrew Tate got arrested by the Romanian police, Andrew Tate specifically said, I am invincible to the Romanian police. And Andrew Tate specifically said that if he was to get arrested, all he would have to do is drop money and he would be treated well and let out within 2 seconds. That's not happening. That's not happening right now. The Romanian police are holding him in jail now for the 3rd month. And Andrew Tate is now speaking out against them, saying like, oh, it's all part of the Matrix. It's all part of the Matrix. They're trying to get me. And I'm above the Matrix, and I'm out of the Matrix, and I can think above this. And it's failing. It's failing. Andrew Tate is completely delusional, and it's not working out for him.
Cited before the judge in a case in which bailiff requests seizure at the source for recovery of debt. So she got some kind of a debt case going on that's not related to this. Miguel is an American citizen, and she met Andrew Tate back in 2017. So that's, 6 years ago? So there's a difference between these women and the Tate brothers, right? They worked for them, they're underlings. And so what is the difference when somebody gets released like this? Their detention was extended 30 days one time. So then this last one, they were released. The difference between them can also be found in something else, maybe. Now, I kind of predicted that this jail stint would get these women to talk. And we don't know if they've talked or not, but sometimes when people get released, as we see in the YSL case, why are they getting released? Because they do this. They start snitching. If you look at what these two women did, the first one, who met him in 2017, she's accused of doing all kinds of recruiting and you've heard him talk about what he has his main girl do, right? Kind of like a Ghislaine Maxwell type of situation. And then the second one, she's a former police officer, has met him on social media and quit everything to go work for him. And she's his administrative assistant. She's done all kinds of other things for him. When you are helping somebody in a criminal enterprise, even though the things that you are doing aren't necessarily criminal, it's called aiding and abetting.
Ooh.
So if you have an organization and you have a conspiracy, basically, and a conspiracy is agreement between two or more people in an act in furtherance. And if you just help the organization, even though what you're doing is not necessarily criminal, you're still part of the overall scheme of things, right? And so, so the two women got released, and Andrew Tate and his brother are still in custody for another 30 days. Now, I've talked about this on multiple times, and I still will say it again. I think preventative detention or investigative detention is absolutely violating of human rights. How are you're held without any regard to your guilt or charges. I mean, how do you prepare, for a defense when you are just being held in custody? I don't think they have a discovery requirement during this phase. So they're kind of in the dark. Vidniak, one of the lawyers for the Tate's team, told journalists that they would challenge the ruling if another extension was granted. He said effectively that the defense had effectively paralyzed the evidence. I don't know what that means in the case so far, that there was not enough to keep the Tates in custody. I don't know what it means that the defense has effectively paralyzed the evidence. I think it's probably a lost in translation there, so it probably means that the defense is kind of paralyzed because they're not having access to the evidence. That's my guess is what that means. And it's true. I mean, because if you're sitting there like a sitting duck and they're not obliged to, they only give the court so much, right? They don't, because they don't want the Tate brothers to have their cronies go try to influence any witnesses that are out there. Fair enough. But so they're giving them scant information, and meanwhile they sit and they sit and they sit. You can see in the tweet that he says he'll meditate his way out of this. He can think of pleasant thoughts. He can think of darkness of hell because he's been there. But being a martial arts, Zen and mind control, really your own mind, and being able to kind of focus, I think that would serve him well in this scenario, don't you think? Because if he is sitting there in a really shitty jail, you'd have to have some way of coping with that. And so one of the ways you do that is fitness, right? And I'm sure he's probably working out. I'm sure he's probably meditating. And so to that end, I think his skills will probably serve him well. So if you look at the players in this matrix, what? Did I say matrix? There's no fucking matrix. But if you look at all the players here and who's got a vested interest where, and then how you're treated, you've got the police, and this Redu character, she's a former cop. And if you're violating a public trust, either as a cop or a former cop, you're held to a higher standard, ostensibly. You got the prosecutors, you got the judge, and you got the defense lawyers. And then you have the defendants. Everybody has their role to play. But the Tate brothers they're going ham on the Tate brothers. And why are they doing that? Why are they going after these innocent young men? Well, they're not that innocent, in my opinion. But I still think it's absolute travesty that they're jailed prior to being charged. But why are they going so hard at them? That is a question that's going to have to be answered. Sex trafficking in the Western nations, and the UN members, they all have a commitment to prevent sex trafficking. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, they could leave at any time. They could do this. They could do that. You know, it doesn't take much, honestly, for it to be sex trafficking. So, and then you have the bravado and the chutzpah and the persona that he's so out there, and they were making a lot of money. And you don't think these cops want to see? Because guess where that money goes? It goes right to the cops and prosecutors. You know, and so it's called policing for profit. You know, we have it in this country, where I had a client who was dealing weed for about 8 years, and he had a $2.3 million house. He had to give his house up so he could stay out of jail, because the money was all illegal, and his home was all bought with illegal funds.
Okay.
So when you have, in webcam business by itself is not illegal.
No.
But sex trafficking.
That's the sad part. Is webcamming as a webcam model, as a sex worker over the internet. That's not illegal. And it makes me sad that there are men like Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan who are taking advantage of and exploiting women and forcing them into this type of work, and taking not just a small percentage of their earnings, but 75% of their earnings. Okay? If women want to choose to do webcam work and all of that and take the money for themselves and be independent, I'm fucking all for that. I love it. But if men are going to take advantage of women, coerce them into doing this kind of work and taking 75 or more percent of their money, that's where it's exploitation. That's messed up. That's using, and you're not a pimp. I'm sorry. You're not, I mean, I guess you are a pimp. You're the worst kind of pimp. You're not is there a good kind of pimp? I don't think so. It's just, it's fucked up. It's royally fucked up. And how sad is it for young men who are influenced by Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson and all these influential people who sincerely think it's best to treat women as property, to consider them property. It concerns me that they're getting into this and thinking that that's right. And it's not. And there's so much more to life than a relationship to a woman. I wish I could get into this area where young men are having a struggle to find values and morals that guide them through life. I wish I could reach out to that specific pool and start showing them that you can there's so much more to life than being a top G, than having lots of money, than exploiting women and using girls to your advantage. There's so much more to life than that. And that kind of lifestyle where you use people is not a great path to self-actualization. It's not a good path to improving yourself. That's not improving yourself. That's hiding your problems in a medley of other shit. That's burying your shadow away in this weird chaos where you think you have to use women to make money for yourself, to thrive and survive, that you have to use somebody in order to thrive in life. It's wrong. You don't need to use women to thrive in life. You don't. You don't need that at all. At all. I wish I could just dive into that area of the internet where there's young men really suffering, looking for something to look up to. And I wish I could give them something better than what Jordan Peterson or what Andrew Tate has to offer. I hope I can dig into that soon. Because right now, these young men genuinely believe Andrew Tate is somebody who's innocent, who's being framed, who's being blackmailed, this, that, and the other, when that's not the case. Andrew Tate is now in a situation where he has to take accountability for his own actions, and he's not going to do that. Sorry, he's not. Andrew Tate is not going to take accountability for his actions. He's always going to blame it on the Matrix, quote unquote. Which is delusional. It's delusional. It shows a complete lack of just immersion into humanity in general. If you actually immerse yourself into humanity, you can see what is actually needed and what isn't. And what isn't needed is nobody needs to exploit other humans and other people to benefit themselves, to gain something. Ooh, I'm so upset. So upset.
And tax evasion.
Sorry, I sound like a bird. I'm like literally a bird, like a distressed parrot. A distressed parrot.
Money laundering, and whatever other things that they can tag on. That stuff is. So if any of that stuff is the reason that they, or the source for the purchases that they made, they can seize those assets. And they took a bunch of cars. If I'm Andrew Tate's lawyers, I am doing whatever I can to find out two things. Are these girls snitching? And they may not be any way for them to do that. But if the lawyers won't, if they're not all working as a team, because when you have lawyers, co-defendants, like I tried a sex trafficking case. We had 5 lawyers. We all had our client, and it was a massive conspiracy, and we all worked together. So we all knew we weren't snitching on each other. So as their lawyers, first thing I would do is okay, now that they're out, are they snitching? And if they don't want to talk, and if the lawyers aren't working together, they probably are. So that's one thing. The other thing is his team has got to be digging up as much dirt as they possibly can on the alleged victims, because there's a whole bunch of ways you can try to discredit them. And if they don't try to discredit them, they're toast. But I guarantee you, they're going to try to discredit them. And they'll do that by presenting evidence of either prior false allegations, or they're going to try to present evidence of, that they could come and go as they pleased. Yeah, and it's not just that. There's and their evidence of their greed. I mean, they're there. Why are they there? They're there to make money and be famous. They're there to be around Andrew Tate and suck up that atmosphere, among other things. So my sense on this is that this is going to be a really interesting trial as this thing progresses. Oh, Andrew Tate was just released. No, I'm just kidding. This has been our reaction to Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate was released. No, just kidding. This guy, he's sassy as hell. This guy is sassy. This lawyer is so sassy, my God.
And the news that he has been detained yet again for another 30 days. And here's what happens with a guy like Andrew Tate. And now maybe he's solidly behind his lawyer. I would bet not. I would bet that there's some friction going on there. Why the fuck am I not released? Why am I not driving my Bugatti? Guys like Andrew Tate, they don't take no for an answer from anybody, including a lawyer that gives them bad news. But I haven't heard a whole lot of riffs between his lawyer. I just see him hiring the human rights lawyer for really what amounts to more of a PR campaign. But she's not representing
It is the idea, this is a human rights lawyer. Really, this is just a PR campaign, because honestly, whatever Andrew Tate's lawyer is doing, it's not working out. It's not even real lawyer work. It is a frivolous public representation campaign. And it's just not boding well. It's just not. This is not going well. And just the fact that Andrew Tate is extended like another month in jail, like the third month, I don't know. I am gonna keep a close eye on this because like I want to see how this goes. I want to see Andrew Tate literally like in the hot seat, having to answer questions. And I guess, you know, there is a technicality where, like, if you're convicted guilty of a crime, you know, like, I don't know, like, why is he being held in jail? Supposedly that's inhumane. Whatever. Honestly, I don't give a shit. He needs to be in jail. He needs to. 100%. That's so funny. A PR campaign. PR campaign. Is this the worst PR campaign ever?
So, we'll follow this, and then we'll look back on it. You know, as time, see how my predictions live in history. They generally are pretty spot on. So we'll follow this. We'll see you next time on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Sign up for Patreon.
Thank you and thank you.
Alright, buckos, Andrew Tate is getting his cheeks clapped right now. This is truly the wildest story on the internet right now. Andrew Tate has detention extended for the third time. This is really happening. There was also a UFO video leaked out, and there was a bunch of other stuff, and I will link you that video at the end, so stick around for that. But Andrew Tate has detention extended for the third time. One, if you think he deserves it. Two, if you think he don't deserve it. I want to know your thoughts on
YouTubers are so funny.
On it. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have had their custody in Romania extended for a third time and will remain in detention until at least the end of March. My guy, at this point they're gonna keep him locked for a solid like 180 days. And check this out, right? I want to show you guys this video. Roll it.
So guys, as we see earlier, Andrew Tate was confident of being released today, so was his lawyer, but unfortunately it says that Andrew and Tristan will remain behind bars for another 30 days as the Bucharest court extended their terms. In return, the other two defendants, the women in this case, received house arrest, which is what...
Oh my god! Yo, stop. That is truly wild, bro. So if you're a man, you're wrong. And guys, everybody gather on, okay? Gather on. We gotta talk about this situation. So far they don't have evidence, okay? Maybe they got some, and if they got some, here's my point, right? If they have evidence, they would have started the trial, but they're not doing that. This is the third time they're extending it, and whether you're a Tate fan or you're not a fan, you're a hater, perfectly fine. We should be objective on the situation, because if
So the issue they're talking about is, even if Andrew Tate is convicted of something or whatever, they shouldn't be holding him in jail while they are still continuing to gather evidence. Be that as it may, I don't care. I'm going to say that. Personal opinion, I don't care. I really don't care. Andrew Tate should be in jail and should be held in an area where he can't do anything further while the shit is going on. So as far as objective views, like, oh, you should be objective and realize that part isn't okay. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I don't care. Andrew Tate has shown a complete disregard and disrespect to the rest of the world and how we fucking operate, this, that, and the other. Like, I really just don't care.
Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, if they find any evidence, and if the evidence is good enough and that actually confirms that they've done everything.
Oh, they're finding plenty of evidence. That's the thing. They're not holding him in jail while they have absolutely zero evidence at all. That it's not like they're holding Andrew Tate in jail and being like, well, let's see if there is evidence. No, they have some evidence. They're looking for more.
That they are saying that he's done right, then obviously he deserves to be punished. He should be doing jail time, 110%, right? Like anyone should. If there is clear evidence, they should. But if there's no evidence, then they should let the brothers go. They are truly robbing him of, it's gonna be 3 months, so another 30 days. That is truly wild. But if you're
3 months in jail, he can handle it.
woman, you guys get like house arrest. I mean, it's a crime being a man in this day and age, bruh. That is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. What the fuck? It's a crime being a male in this day and age. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a crime to be a male. The concept of being a man is under high scrutiny and criticism right now. It's not the end of the world. You're not being disallowed to be a male, to be a man, whatever it is you want to refer it to. Like, it's just the concept of man in general is, yeah, it's being held under a microscope right now, and people are wondering what the fuck it is. Oh my God. See, this is where it starts. This is where these people start. They start by convincing young men that they are automatically just crappy and by default just shitty because they are a cis man, whatever. And that's not the case. That's not the case. But these people want to frame it that way. Oh, like, if you're just a regular dude, like, you are under fire and you're gonna be scrutinized and you're being vilified and all that stuff. It's like, no, you're not. You can be a man. You can be a cis man, whatever. You need to consider what that actually means to you. And if being a cis man, if being a man is... if a part of that is also including exploiting and using other people, you might want to reconsider what being a man means. That's what's being held under consideration. It's not being a man in general. It's the part where it's the alpha male mentality where they need to own things and dominate things. That's what needs to be held under question. Men aren't being vilified. Men are men are vilifying themselves and pretending that it's other people saying that men should be vilified. Does that make sense? Like, they're digging their own grave.
Truly insane. That damn, son.
What they was hoping to be for all four of them. Now, this is going to be appealed as always. It says in the article released that they're being detained at this hearing on Tuesday, February 21st. That decision was made for another 30 days, and the two women are going to be on house arrest. But now the judges in this case come to the decision after the application for extension of the pre-trial detention of Andrew Tate and Tristan was put forward, as there was no evidence. The former policewoman and also an Andrew Tate associate managed to get out. I find it a bit bizarre that these women who are part of the same case and may even have the same legal team have been released, but the Tate brothers haven't. It's going to be interesting as well. Are these girls allowed to...
How is that suspicious? How is that suspicious that the two girls were released and the Tate brothers weren't? How is that suspicious? Frankly, that just shows to me that these two brothers were coercing people, like even these two women, that like they're totally trying to narrate a reality in which they should be subservient to them, and they're getting out of it now, and that's suspicious. What does that mean?
Is that all? Alright, buckos, Andrew Tate is getting...
as always. It says in the article released that they're being detained at this hearing on Tuesday, February 21st. That decision was made for another 30 days, and the two women are going to be on house arrest. But now the judges in this case come to the decision.
Yeah, exactly. So Mark says it's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice to actually be as vile as possible and then call the predictable social and legal consequences vilification. That's the part where I'm having a problem. Andrew Tate is coming out and speaking about women very poorly and just being super vile, super just like even dangerous, like literally practicing treating, not just saying women should be treated as property, but actually practicing in real life treating women as property. How can you turn around and be like, oh, well, he's being vilified? No, he's not. I'm so tired of accountability and vilification being interchangeable and just confused with each other. It's not vilification. You're not being vilified. You're being held accountable for your actions. And if you're going to be the alpha male that you say you are, you're going to man up and face the consequences of your actions. You're going to take accountability for that.
After the application for extension of the pre-trial detention of Andrew Tate and Tristan was put forward, as there was no evidence, the former policewoman and also an Andrew Tate associate managed to get out. I find it a bit bizarre that these women who are part of the same case and may even have the same legal team have been released, but the Tate brothers haven't. Yeah. It's going to be interesting as well. Are these girls allowed to speak?
That is insane. And guys, this is what the lawyer of Andrew Tate recently said. Click on this video on the screen or click the video on the left. This is a UFO leak video. They don't want you seeing that stuff, guys. We had a lot of stuff in that video.
Oh, shut up. You're the word. Yeah. I think I've had enough. So the update with Andrew Tate is he's extended 30 days in jail. The trial is still yet to happen. And I'm going to be here for it, like 100%. I want to know what happens. Because what happens to Andrew Tate will certainly define how young men see this coming out. I just want a future. I want a now where young men and men, older men, exercise compassion, exercise care, and exercise sensitivity towards the rest of the world, instead of having this attitude that they need to dominate and stay on top of things. Like there's no need to dominate in this sense. There's no need to exploit other people. And if you're in a situation where you feel you need to exploit other people to actualize, to self-actualize, you're going the wrong direction. You're going the opposite direction. The direction to go is inward, into yourself. Facing your shadow, recognizing your mirror self, and having a healthier relationship with your power self. That self that wants to do things and get things done and accomplish things. You need to have a healthy relationship with that. And the way to have a healthy relationship with your power self is by first integrating your shadow and your mirror self. Sometimes those two things are intertwined. Your shadow work is really important there, because if you tap into your power self before you do your shadow work, you're going to end up as an asshole. You're going to end up as somebody who wants to dominate and use people to your advantage. And it's a sad route to take. It's a very selfish route to take. It's a route to take that isn't altruistic at all. And one thing in Hyperianism is not only do we want to get in touch with our shadows, integrate our shadows, get in touch with our power self, but we want to get in touch with our power self not for ourselves individually, but for the collective as a whole. The best way to get in touch with your power self is through an altruistic way in which you're taking power over yourself, and then you're taking power over your community, everything else, in a positive light. You're influencing it. You're taking accountability, positivity. You're taking action in a positive light, in a positive way, not the way where you're exploiting and taking advantage of other people. So, I think that's it. I don't think I really have anything else to talk about then. So let's cue our music back up and say goodnight to everybody. So, anyways, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me on Wednesday. It was a very interesting subject. Andrew Tate drives me nuts. I'll still stay in touch with the situation, and we will cover it again in the future when we get an update. But so far, the only update is he's still in jail, so I don't think we really will be doing an update on him till maybe like the end of March. Anyways, so Friday we will be going live, and Friday is our redemption day. Okay, Friday is where we are going to start the cartoon Bible series over again, because I can watch it. I have a right to critique and commentate on this series, and I'm going to do it. We are going to watch this cartoon Bible series every Friday. Fuck yeah. So join me Friday. And thank you so much for the new members. Thank you so much, Renaissance Fairy, for gifting memberships to people. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad other people can benefit from that. And thank you so much to all of you for the super chats. Thank you all for the support. Most of all, thank you all for coming. I love it when everybody shows up and chit-chats with me and takes a look at these things and all that stuff. So anyways, good night, everybody. Get some sleep, get some rest, and we will see you on Friday. Okay all right. Good night, my beautiful monads. Sleep well, and I hope you meet a new part of yourself in your dreams tonight. That's always exciting. Anyways, good night, everybody.